Welcome to the Wednesday Match Play, your weekly connection to the biggest and best brands in golf. On this show you will learn more about the latest golf fashion trends, hear from LPGA and PGA Tour players, get advice on planning your next golf getaway, and much more. Broadcasting live from Palm Desert, California, now on the tee, Ricky Potts.
Vice Golf has been crushing it in 2026 with new releases, and this is their latest, a new series of putters. Head over to letsplay3.com. Gabe is a big believer in a torque-free design. This is their first shot at that, and the price point seems incredible. Today he's looking at the VGP03, the VGP03ZT, and the VGP04ZT. Let's take a closer look.
Experience the spirit of St. Andrews with Eden Mill. From our award-winning gins and whiskeys to our craft beers, every sip tells a story of Scotland's rich tradition and modern innovation. Handcrafted with passion and precision, Eden Mill is more than a drink. It's a celebration of heritage, flavor, and the art of distilling. Perfect for toasting life's moments, big or small. Discover Eden Mill today and raise a glass to Scotland. Eden Mill, raise a glass to Scotland. Learn more at edenmill.com.
Trilogy Golf Club at La Quinta is a premier desert golf experience set against the stunning Santa Rosa Mountains. Designed by Gary Panks, it combines scenic beauty, strategic design, and tour-level history, offering players a challenging yet enjoyable round in the heart of the Coachella Valley. On this episode of the Wednesday Match Play podcast, brought to you by Eden Mill St. Andrews, Derek shares his journey to Trilogy Golf Club at La Quinta, dives into the club's amenities, and highlights the homes on property. He walks us through what a typical day looks like, and he gives a great overview of the club's mobile app and pass holder program. We also discuss their multi-million-dollar renovation and talk about his favorite courses in the Coachella Valley. This was an exhilarating conversation, and it was an honor to have Derek on the show. Let's tee off. This is going to be an awesome conversation because the guy that we're talking to today is, well, literally right down the road. And the last time I had a guy right down the road, his name was also Derek over at Desert Willow. So maybe there's something there. Maybe let's the next guy I get on this podcast from the Coachella Valley, let's make sure he's a Derek. But Derek, welcome to the Wednesday Match Play podcast, brought to you by Eden Mill St. Andrews.
Yeah, absolutely, Ricky. Glad to be here. And, there's not too many great Derricks here in this area. So if you can find a third, we need to make a nice little trifecta Derrick here.
I was going to say, there's got to be like a group text going around.
We should get the Derrick group text.
Well, tell me a little bit more about you and your journey in golf and what led you to Trilogy Golf Club at La Quinta.
Absolutely. Well, small town Iowa kid who grew up right next to a little 9-hole golf course where just took golf clubs across the street and, just had a really good time, young time playing golf. Never had a golf pro, didn't know what a golf professional was, and transferred into New Mexico State after about 3 years at Iowa State and finally figured out, hey, golf could be a career. I always saw it mowing the grass, but actually teaching, run events, running, in operation got me a lot of operational experience across the country through New Mexico State. Brought me out here to the Valley. Gosh, time flies, but 13 years ago now. Started at Indian Ridge Classic Club and now Trilogy La Quinta, and just a special story, obviously, at Trilogy La Quinta. For those who know, over the last 3-4 years, had gone through a couple different ownerships, bankruptcy, closure for 2 years, and now just a wonderful rebirth of not only the golf course, but the whole operation. Community bought it out of bankruptcy, said, hey, let's take our own hands and take our future into our own hands here, and it's really come out the other side pretty well. So it's been an exciting career path journey, and getting back into a community like Trilogy La Quinta has been pretty special.
That's cool, and I knew that it had gone through some stuff. I've been out there a couple of times, and the golf course is spectacular. It's just such a fun golf course. It's got some really tough holes, too. But tell us a little bit more about the club and what makes it such a special place, and maybe what else is there besides the golf course.
Absolutely. Well, it's a 1,300 or just under 1,300 home community. uh, 55 and over, that the people who are playing there, are obviously most of our membership there is full time. Probably a good little bit more than 50%. So the golf course, like you said, is has got to be playable. It's got to be enjoyable, and it does have a few holes that have some teeth into it. Hosted the Skins game back when we first opened in 2003, 4, 5, and 6. Uh, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Annika, Freddie, all grace the golf course there with some great TV and TV coverage and some golf shots. But the community on outside the gates is our restaurant, Kitchen 1011. Great food offering there, cold beer after a round of golf. So you pair a good burger with a cold beer after a great 18. It's hard to go wrong. But inside the community, a wonderful member clubhouse, ballroom, spa, fitness, a couple different swimming pools, really resort style living inside the gates.
I didn't realize it was 55 and over, and I didn't realize there were that many homes out there. Are the homes in the HOA a part of the association? And is it one management group, or do you have a separate team running the HOA? I mean, you're starting to see a lot of clubs in the Coachella Valley becoming bundled, like the Springs and the Lakes, like where the HOA and the club are one. How is it set up where you're at?
Yeah, it's everything on property now is owned by the homeowners in the association. However, because of the unique rebirth and revitalization of everything, the golf course, the restaurant, the golf shop, reconstruction, they actually brought in the original developer under Shea Holmes called Blue Star Resort and Golf on a 10-year lease to partner over the next 10 years for a nice little management opportunity. So Blue Star manages the golf and the restaurant, and then within an agreement with the HOA, runs and manages the internal part, the fitness, the spa, and a lot of the lifestyle activities inside the gates as well.
What does a normal day look like for you as a PGA professional at this point? I mean, and talk about we live in a golf mecca.
What is a normal day for us? How many different hats do we wear on a typical day? There's days where you're putting on your instructor hat. There's days you're putting on your golf pro hat. There's days you're putting on your therapist hat. There's days you're putting on your chef hat sometimes, running the beverage cart. It for me in the golf industry, I think it's where a day isn't normal, and it really translates to something unique each day. But a typical day I would say is about 200 golfers in season through some different member events, but also we're a public facility, so really driving that experience from outside the gates, working with our F&B team and on-course experiences to just create a really great golf experience. And like you said, it's a golf mecca. It's all the courses that we have out here in the desert, both private and public, almost 50%, I think even more are private. So creating a really good public experience is something that is unique for our property because we have a little bit of both, trying to create that uh, inside the gates member type experience on a private level, but then also got to make a buck and, be operational and bringing in that green fee paying customer to, really create a great experience.
How much of your time is spent doing admin stuff and sitting behind a computer versus running events and working with golfers and giving lessons and leading the staff?
Yeah, one of the things we've done this year, finally getting into, what we're really calling our full operation. Last year, when we opened up the golf course from its rebirth, we were operating out of a laptop at the first tee under a couple umbrellas, and when it's hot like this, we were running a couple fans. So it wasn't our true operation. Now we've ever since about May of last year. Got into the golf shop. We have a space now that we can operate out of. We can start some programming and some different opportunities that we just didn't have last year. So, my head professional, Justin Amelung, he is teaching a lot for us. We created a great teaching program. So, he's doing a lot of teaching. I have a great first assistant, Ryan Maring, who came from Del Rio Country Club down in Brawley. doing a lot of teaching as well. So there's a lot of pent up demand on teaching, which is good because it leaves me for more operational, being part of a management company. There's obviously a lot of numbers in public that we want to make sure we hit on our monthly basis. But, we do a lot of member events. We have 5 different leagues that go out each week, Monday through Thursday. So I manage most all of those, give a couple lessons on the side, and bring the community in as a whole, and see what we can do lifestyle fitness and really make it that true community feel.
We'll go back to the golf course. I mean, it's just such a fun golf course to play. Tell me more about the layout, the design, who designed it, and how many different tees do you have out there? I mean, some courses have 5 or 7 or more to give you different links to be able to enjoy a golf course.
Absolutely. Well, this golf course was designed by Gary Panks. He doesn't have any other golf courses here in the valley. He was someone with Shea Homes about 20 years ago when Shea Holmes was developing a number of these communities throughout the country, was kind of their go-to designer. He also designed Trilogy Vistancia out in the Peoria, Phoenix area, and I think a couple more around either West Texas, Nevada, or New Mexico, and southern Colorado for the Shea Homes. So Gary Panks, and it truly is, the design, the layout, as I mentioned, is a 55 and over community. We want to play a golf course that doesn't beat us up for 18 holes, but then also has its challenges as golf is, right? We could tee it as far back as we want, all the way on the skins tees, which is about 7,100 yards. And since we reopened, we created a trilogy forward tee that is about 4,500 and about 5 other tees in between. So we're one of those clubs that has about 7 different tees, and you can really find whatever length that you want to play. But the golf course is really good. Nice big greens, flatter greens, but there's a few false fronts and false backs that can get somebody in trouble. Trust me, I've been in most places that I don't want to necessarily talk about too much, but you're getting your money's worth when you're seeing the whole golf course. And it really is just it's a great opportunity to get out there for 4 hours on a golf course that you are going to have the views. Since we're right up against Coral Mountain, you're going to have a lot of good opportunity to score well, and a little bit of friendliness off the tee, right? What desert golf is being able to hit the driver a little left, little right, and still find your way to the green.
What is your favorite hole out there, and what makes that hole stand out over the others?
Yeah, number 7 for me is the most picturesque hole. It's it comes right off our member clubhouse, back straight into Coral Mountain. Just the view you have there, especially when you're playing a little late afternoon and the sun's kind of going behind the mountain there. Just so picturesque, and it's got a fairway that you could probably land a 747 on too, so that also helps, at least the playability. But our signature hole is probably 17. It's a long par three over the water from the skins tees. It's 202, 205, and aptly named Tiger's Waterloo. Back in one of the skins games that he played there, they went to a playoff and they had one of those nice windy afternoons that was blowing a little bit of breeze in the face. He took a nice high draw and drew it a little too much and landed in the water. So Tiger's Waterloo is number 17, and just a great hole as you're coming down the stretch of 16, 17, 18.
Can you tell me more about the club's mobile app and what all it does and what features it offers to users?
Absolutely. So we have a mobile app. Go into Apple Play Store, Google Play Store. Just type in Trilogy La Quinta Golf. You'll see our logo there. It's really a great opportunity to be a direct link into our tee sheet. It's partnered with Quick 18 and Sagacity as our tee time booking engine, and it's got a great opportunity directly into our tee sheet, seeing our best pricing and seeing what's available to get on the golf course.
What about the booking window? So how far in advance can the public book, and do homeowners have the ability to get preferred tee time access or maybe even better rates? Kind of what's the tee sheet look like?
Absolutely. We're being a little over a year open now. The community and our residents, our members there really drive the availability. Part of our agreement with the community in operating is they have a 48-hour booking window ahead of any general public or outside booking. So they really have that first opportunity to book into the tee sheet. And then the general public has a 30-day booking window that opens up to them. So, it's dynamically priced as most public fee golf courses here are trending to maximize their revenue. So early booking is always best. Lock in your rate early on and then be able to make sure you're getting it in a prime spot on the tee sheet, especially with some of these hot days we've had. Early morning times go fast.
Yeah, it's March, and we were
It's
we were in
it
like
is March.
high triple digits, like 110 in March. Like, what is the summer going to look like? My God.
I was telling a lot of people, I said the temperatures thinks it's a month starting with the letter M, but it's March, not May. So that's the temperatures we typically hit in May, and to have 105, 110. It was impacting. A lot of our seasonal residents were coming down here, and I'm not just pointing the finger at Canadians, but everybody up north. That they get out of here for a reason in the summer, and the brave few stick around. They were getting a little bit of a taste, a little bit of a tease of what May, June, and July could look like if they ever decide to come down. I don't think it convinced too many people to stay here full time, but yeah, it was abnormal. It was a little record high there.
But see, I like it. Like, I have no problem playing in 110, 115. One, you play faster. Two, the gimmies get longer. The hotter the temperature gets, the longer the gimme putts. Like, there are some times when it's like 115, 118. It's like, if you hit the green, pick it up. Let's go.
Yeah, you play the rule of auto two putt, right? Just blast that first putt by the hole. Maybe you get lucky and go in, pick it up, and let's move on to the next one.
That makes me think of a game I used to play. He doesn't live in the Coachella Valley anymore, but we'd play summertime golf. We'd take one cart. We would flip a tee, and that person would pick the first tee box, and then whoever won the hole picked the music we'd listen to. And that was fun at the lakes because we had, I mean, different tee boxes. Like, I mean, some you want to go to the tip, some you want to go forward, and maybe we should try that this summer and see if we can't have some fun out there in the golf course.
Hey, I like that. You got to see all parts of the golf course, right? Bring a little strategy in with water off the tee. You got to lay back with an iron or so, or hey, let's stretch this one out real far and put that back foot in the first cut on the back tee box. Let's stretch it out.
And it was fun because he listened to death metal and I listened to techno and trance. And sometimes I'd throw on like a Britney Spears hit just to make it interesting.
Yeah, hey, baseball season starting, right? You got to throw curveballs out there. You can't just come with the heaters. You got to throw a little curveball in there, and maybe a little Barbie time. I got a 5-year-old daughter. There's a whole lot of things that I could that's on my playlist that I could throw a curveball for.
Tell me more about your pass holder program and how someone becomes a pass holder.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we are really sticking within our community for. Hey, there's definitely a benefit to living within Trilogy La Quinta, even though we are 100% public facility. There is that benefit to be a homeowner or renter within our community, and we have. A number of different annual passes or what we call the advantage cards, which is kind of like a 10 round punch card. You buy your 10 rounds, you use them up, buy another one. Really good for our seasonal residents, somebody who's here for a shorter amount of time and not here full round, but it is a resident only or renter within the community opportunity and just gives them that added benefit of that ownership of of what they went through the last 3 4 years of buying it out of bankruptcy, and really taking pride in that discounted opportunity for some great golf.
You talked about it a little bit, but what are some of the other things that homeowners and those that are coming to visit can enjoy? I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on there in a couple of different buildings. Besides golf, what are some of the most popular amenities?
Absolutely. Well, there's a tremendous lifestyle opportunity, led by one of our directors of lifestyle, Mackenzie. She's got something, almost going, 5 6 6 nights a week, from karaoke bingo or jukebox bingo to, I think we had karaoke the other night. Some came in to karaoke really practicing in front of the mirrors, and some wanted to start a Congo line with with one of the karaoke songs. So, like you said, it's an active community. You want to create those opportunities for your residents and your members to really enjoy the club. And we're a little bit farther out there than most clubs here in the desert. So there's a lot of travel to get back into 111 or downtown La Quinta. So we've got to create some fun programming and lifestyle activities within the community. And if golf's not your thing, we've got the Coral Spa. Go get a massage, get your nails done. Ricky, I think a facial, could really pop. I thought this was a video call today, so I hit the Coral Spa yesterday to get that facial, and I was really popping here. But I also am glad it's only audio. So
That's pretty great, and I did get a sneak peek to see that facial, and yeah,
I,
you
I was
got your money's worth.
glowing.
Talked a little bit about the dining, but just the one restaurant and what kind of access? I mean, is it breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Is it the menu change? I mean, we're so seasonal here, but talk to me a little bit about the food and beverage offers out there.
Absolutely. So the main restaurant is Kitchen 1011. Kind of funny story that really ties into the community. So we have 1,236 homes in the community, and when the opportunity to buy the property out of bankruptcy was presented to all the homeowners, and what it would cost and what it would take, the years and struggle ahead to really get it back to what they originally probably bought in for. 1,011 homes had a vote and said yes to buying out of bankruptcy. So 1,011 or 1011, and that's a suggestion when they were deciding on what to name the restaurant. It came from the community to call it Kitchen 1011, and it is a slogan of dining for all. So, real cool backstory there that just, people coming from outside the community, probably don't know. Even some of inside the community probably don't know, but really ties in that community feel and why it's called Kitchen 1011. But public restaurant, it's just on the outside of the gate, so you don't have to go through the gates of the community to get there. 7 days a week. We've only been open since just before Memorial Day. Great time to open up a restaurant right as everybody's leaving last year, but with some constraints of construction, and we had to open when we did, but we're getting our feet under us. We're great, like I said, great burger. We do some great pizzas, and then you have a 2 or 3 nights a week. We have some live music on the patio, overlooking the mountain ranges there, Coral Mountain. Just a really good place to go. We change the menu. I think we're on our third menu change since we opened in May of last year. So keeping the staples that we love, taking suggestions from our uh, our residents who come up every night, and make sure we're offering some unique items. We have a sister club down the way called Trilogy Polo, who's also run by Blue Star Resort and Golf. So we don't want to just mirror that menu, but there's definitely some things there that you could probably see on both. The butter cake, Ricky, when you come out, the butter cake is to die for. It is just the cherry on top after a meal. So that's my suggestion for you.
Couple of points to that. Now, we're playing golf, we're having a burger, we're having a beer, and then we're going to end with a butter cake. That's all totally on my diet, so I'm going to make sure that I plan that. I won't eat for that week to
Yes,
ensure that I can
that
make
that
room for
that'll
the
be
burger.
enough for the week for sure.
And if you don't already, it would be so cool if I came in and had on the menu a drink and or a menu item that was a signature dish that was $10.11. That would be fun. See what I did there?
You know what? That is not something I've ever thought of, but I am making the mental note when I go in on Monday, and that is going to be my suggestion at the our Monday managers meeting. So, a dish on the menu that's $10.11. Maybe some shrimp, some shrimp tacos, or it could be something rotating too. You never know.
Well, and I don't want you to even put it on the menu that if you do this, don't tell people that you did it. Just let them maybe figure it out, and then y'all know, and that'll be the little thing that everybody knows, like an insider thing. And then when somebody comes, like, "Oh my gosh, $10.11, is it?" Yeah, see, I'm playing it all in my head.
I think we got something rolling there.
Talk about the renovation. You guys did a multi-million-dollar renovation. Tell me more about that project and what all areas of the club were updated.
Absolutely. So it really started with the golf course. When you leave a golf course without water for 2 summers, 2022 all summer, 2023 all summer, it's amazing what the golf course will look like. Our We had a great hire in Ernesto Alvarez. He came down from the quarry as their assistant superintendent, and him and his team, starting in about April of 2024, really brought this golf course back to life. And a golf community with homes on the golf course. That's really what is this community is centered around. Most communities here in the valley are, and if you don't have a golf course and it turns into more of a nature preserve, we got to take some changes there, and that's really where it started. So redid all the greens with a mini Verde Bermuda, which a lot of courses here in the valley have trended to. We've seen some great success, great playing putting surface over the last 2 years that we've been open, and then the golf course has just really come around from just the rebirth and the regrowth. But not too much other change to the golf course. A few bunkers have taken out here, but really the bones of what the original design was really stayed true. And then you come into the clubhouse, the restaurant, and the golf shop before the closure in 22. The golf shop wasn't even a golf shop, from what I'm told. It was more of a market deli for the community. So you kind of check in with the golf shop, and you can get a gallon of milk, I guess, from one of the coolers. So unique opportunity for most golf courses. So they really wanted to really go back to a golf course identity. We've got a beautiful golf shop with some great merchandise in there now, and we also have like we said, Kitchen 1011, wonderful restaurant. You walk in, just a wonderful spancing bar, almost sports bar feel, number of TVs on the wall, hostess stand there, and then you kind of walk into a separate room, separate section of the restaurant. That's the dining seating, goes out to the patio, a nice little private dining area too. A wine cellar full of a glass door that you can see everything that like a kid in a candy shop for some of those wine connoisseurs. But yeah, it's just a beautiful renovation. Actually, the restaurant itself was awarded Golf Magazine's Golden Fork Award for best renovation or redesign of a restaurant in a golf community. So that was a nice little award, nice little plug right there too. So we just received that about a month ago.
That's awesome. That's a big deal. I didn't see that. That's good for you.
Yeah, a lot of hard work, obviously, just in recreating a restaurant and the feel you want from your community, but then everything with the golf course as well. It truly is a rebirth to every definition of the word.
The Coral Spa sounds awesome. I mean, you talked about some of the services being offered there. Besides, facials and massages, what else? And can I book a tea time and a spa treatment? I mean, maybe drop my wife off at the spa and go to the first tee?
Yeah, hey, you could even go front nine, hit the spa, and then go back nine. We could create anything for you there. But I like the package idea. Spa nine and spa. We're gonna have to work on the wording there, but definitely, let's go play nine. Drop the wives off to get a little 2 hour massage there, and yeah, I like where we're headed.
What about range balls? If I book a tee time, are range balls included or is there an additional fee? I mean, it depends. And I remember the days where you'd pay, 15, $20 for a bucket of balls. Is that included now or is that a separate fee?
Yeah, so two opportunities. Anything that includes golf and you're paying for your green fee is going to be inclusive of golf carts with GPS on there and access to the practice facility. We didn't want to break those two off or create a cart fee or just the additional add-on. So it's all inclusive of that green fee. But we do have opportunity. There's not a lot of public ranges kind of out in our area, so we do have that opportunity to come up for $15 for a large bucket of balls, about 100 bucks or 100 golf balls there. That a number of people around us definitely come up and beat balls for the afternoon and stay for some chipping and putting and some music on the patio. So practice range is a beautiful practice range too. I think every driving range has got to have a two tee or two ended range where take some instruction on one end and practice on the other. We installed mats last year. It's not a big teen area, so we do a little bit of transition or a little bit of flexibility between grass and mat. So if anybody is coming out and wants to hit some golf balls and don't want to hit off the mats, don't worry. I've got about three people who call me every day just to see if we're on mats or grass, and it depends on if they're going to come out or not. But public and come work on your swing.
Are there any rules or guidelines that those that are visiting for the first time need to be aware of? I mean, I'm thinking things like hats in the clubhouse or pants only, or there's so many different rules that are out there. Just anything unique that stands out for you?
For us, it's it's relaxed. I had guys go out there yesterday and play barefoot. That's fine. You can untuck your shirt. It's a little relaxed there, but it is collared. It is wearing the appropriate attire. If somebody's teeing off with a backwards hat, it's okay. It's definitely that inclusive feel, but also respectful. So, we want to keep the traditions of the game, but also understand that there's a new wave of golf out there, and we're embracing it and accepting it, but still with the a few little bit of you know uh, guidelines.
We talked about how hot it gets here during the summer. How many people do you have on staff during the season, and how much does your operation slow down during the summer?
Yeah, last summer is unique. Obviously, just our first summer open. I I still keep most of our staff just in different capacities. Obviously, our hours are changing and they minimize, but I probably have about 20 on staff in season. We dropped to maybe about 15 in the summer between golf shop, between beverage cart, outside service, our starters, and player assistants on the course. So still want to create that great golf experience if it's March or if it's July, and we all know we need the right people to do that. But yeah, it gets hot. We slow down just like everybody, but still trying to create wonderful opportunities for those residents who live here in the valley. A great place to play, great conditions, and play early, play fast, and head to the air conditioning in the swimming pool afterwards.
Speaking of playing fast, do you have any incentives for the first group out? Like if your pace of play is 4 hours, if you play in 3 hours and 45 minutes or less, you get a discount in the bar or something, just as a way to get the first. Because the pace of the entire day is set by that first group out.
It is, and uniquely, I have a member group inside the community that plays probably 4 days a week, and they call themselves the Ghost Riders. I'm going to have to ask them where they got their name, but when I was first starting the position, I couldn't remember their individual names, but every time they showed up, I was like, "Oh, you're part of the Ghost Riders." So fun stuff there. But they go out, and if they are anywhere north of 3 hours, they were playing slow. So it's fun to have a group like that that does set the pace, but no incentives outside of that. Just a lot of community driven play, and a lot of them obviously know the golf course and want to get around, and they take pride in getting around the golf course. So it's definitely a culture that we have of our time and our enjoyment on the golf course. A lot of times is predicated with how long we're out there, and we don't want to be out there too long. We're here for a good time. We're not here for a long time.
Dig that. I like that. What does being a PGA member mean to you? And do you remember the PAT?
Oh, I definitely remember the PAT. The first time or the second time, Ricky?
I'm so glad that you admitted that because I'm a certified club manager and I had to take the test more than once. So we got that in common. Like if I did it the first time out, then what's the challenge? Good for you. I'm glad that you had to take it twice. You get more golf out of that.
You get to see more of the golf course, and just builds up that experience that goes with it. No, first time was let's see, it would have been my first year at New Mexico State. I was standing on the 36th hole, and it was a nice number 9 at New Mexico State University golf course, par four, back up the hill a little bit, 300 and probably just under 400 yards, and I had to hit a hole in one. So pulled out my best Happy Gilmore, John Daly type impersonation, probably snapped it into the bunker on the left, and walked out of there with a bogey and missed it by 2 or 3 shots. But the next spring took it, and on hole 36, I made a 4 foot putt right on the numbers to qualify. So never had to go through that again, which was nice. I had some buddies who went through it 5, 6, 7 different times. It's nerve wracking when you have a number that you have to try and hit, and it starts to play in your mind. Oh no, I just made a bogey. I need to make it up with a par or birdie. So, these guys were playing on tour. Just the mental game they have is incredible. So kudos to them. But being a PGA member, for me, really is a wonderful network, just like you have with CMA, just a wonderful network of other professionals that you can rely on, you can call on, play a little golf with, come by and gain some experiences. Myself, I'm the secretary of our Desert Chapter PGA board. Got a lot of great individuals on that board to volunteer our time and just try and make the experience of other PGA professionals out here, either in their career as they try to become level one associates to 2, 3, and into the PGA certification, or just helping out in other areas. I really truly feel the organization is most beneficial with the people that are involved in it and who get involved and have that mindset of creating a great network and a wonderful pathway for others.
What's in the bag and what golf ball are you playing?
I have switched to a TaylorMade sponsorship and agreement, so I play all TaylorMades now. Got the QI40. I actually took the 3 hybrid out, and I went with Scotty Scheffler's advice to put in a 7 wood. He and I are of similar quality and caliber. If he can hit a 7 wood, I can hit a 7 wood. So it actually, in about 3 or 4 rounds I played so far, because hey, we're in the middle of the season, we don't play a lot of golf, but I'm liking the 7 wood. I jumped on the craze of zero torque putters, so I've got a nice little Spider ZT in the bag, and making a few more 4 foot putts there. so gaining confidence. And then I play the TP5X golf ball. I'm thinking about going yellow. The eyesight as you're getting older just isn't there as much. So a yellow ball popping off a nice green grass. It should be easier to find in the fairways, but that's not always where my golf ball goes. So any help I can get there is always good too.
Well, there are a lot of great golf courses in the Coachella Valley, both public and private. Besides Trilogy, where else do you like to play?
Oh, it's put me on the spot here. Let's see. Where recently, a couple months ago, had a chance to get up to Ironwood South play. Josh and Nate and the guys up there do an incredible job on that golf course. Obviously, hosted the section championship there last fall. Just it's a wonderful golf course. A little bit more traditional feel that just still also creates a unique desert experience. Love playing Stone Eagle. Um, it's you almost feel like you're on a different planet up there, kind of playing on the moon. So that's fun. Tradition is always a gem of the desert, but there's so many great golf courses, and just having the ability to create those relationships, with the teams, those places, and trying to get out and play those are just an incredible privilege.
Let's go back to your putter. You talk about the zero torque, and those are just popping up everywhere. I am playing the same putter that I've been playing my entire career. I paid $99. Can you believe I paid $100 for a golf club? Well, I was 16. So the Odyssey 2 ball, still in my bag today. I use the
Yeah.
same putter grip that Tiger uses, and it's a flat piece of metal. I mean, I've tried 15 different putters. I've tried 15 different drivers. I mean, just if it ain't broke, why fix it? Now, that said, I am having some issues off the tee. So let's go to the virtual lesson tee here. And I have tried a handful of different drivers over the last 2 seasons. Nothing works. I mean, I miss it wide right, and I mean like miss fairway into the houses right, or it's a duck hook, but the swing feels the exact same. It looks the same, and it's the only club I'm struggling with.
Hmm.
What do I do? Like I'm literally to the point where I'm just gonna hit 7 iron off the tee on some of these holes.
Well, hey, you got to put the ball in play to at least give yourself a chance, right? So right now, what I probably am diagnosing is high right or low left. Sounds like it's a timing issue, and you're probably coming from the inside. Your swing path is inside to out fairly significantly. So if you get stuck too much on the inside, you don't clear those hips. That's where you know, that club lags, that club face is open, and now you're hitting golf balls down Country Club Drive. Or it's the hands catch up, and you flip it over and probably hit it off the toe a little bit, and then turns into the snap hook low left. So I'd probably say, just trying to get a little bit more down your target line. But again, that's the virtual lesson, that's audio version here.
Well, I'll let you look at the swing and see if you can figure it out. And I haven't played much golf since I transitioned to the Springs, so maybe that'll fix it. Maybe I'll just go to the range the next time I play, and it'll work.
Absolutely. Just close your eyes and think good thoughts.
Well, as a teaching professional, do you prefer working with junior golfers, beginners, or more advanced players?
I think there's a wonderful opportunity with all. Seeing a junior or somebody beginner take those steps forward, and just the joy in the eyes and the face when they hit a good shot. I don't think that can be replicated uh, throughout golf too much. It's a wonderful joy to see somebody really just embracing the game and enjoying the game of golf. But then also when you can take somebody who's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 handicap and have them drop two shots, and sometimes it's just working with some of the small things, getting alignment, grip, setup, something that they probably heard in a lesson 10, 15 years ago, but just need some affirmation on doing a minor change, or finding a weak spot in their game, and now they can see their handicap, drop by 20% from going to from a 10 to an 8 or a 7. That's also pretty incredible too.
What is the best score you've ever shot, and where did you shoot it?
I'm gonna say this one as a regulation golf course. As I we started this, I grew up in super small town Iowa, walking across the golf course or walking across the county road for a 9-hole golf course. I think my lowest score there is maybe about a 66 or a 67, but I think the 9 holes also stretch out to maybe 2,500 yards. So it's a short golf course. But my lowest round out here was when I was at Indian Ridge playing the Grove Golf Course. Didn't play it all the way back, so I will preface that I wasn't going to break any course record there that day. But the one up tees, the blue tees, 69, and I made birdie on 18. So that was a good one to break 70 with a nice little 10, 15 foot birdie putt to drop.
That's a pretty good score. That's a good golf course too.
It is, yeah. In season, those greens and the team there is great experience to be at Indian Ridge. First coming into the desert here.
Where is the best place to learn more about you and Trilogy, and to book a tea time, book a dining reservation, book a spa treatment? Where do we go?
Absolutely. So, website best one to get to is trilogylaquintagolf.com. That'll take you into the golf side of our community website. From that point, book your tee time. We have a great online lesson platform to book into either individual lessons with myself, Ryan, Justin. We have a number of different clinics, multi-week drop-in one-day clinics, and then from that point, everything's accessible to book that spa day, Ricky, that we were talking about. 9 and spa. Come up, get a reservation at the Kitchen 1011. After that, it's everything you need to spend maybe a nice Sunday afternoon. What are you doing tomorrow?
Nothing. I literally, for the first time in a long time, have nothing on my calendar tomorrow. I'm just saying.
There you go. Well, hey, maybe we tee it up here soon, and that could be a nice little afternoon at Trilogy La Quinta.
I do like it when the podcast comes full circle and I get the chance to meet and play golf with podcast guests. And I mean, we ain't got no excuse, man. We live in the same town. What are we
That's
doing?
right. Absolutely. There's as we said, this is a golf mecca. I think we can find a place to play.
Well, where do you want to go? So let's do tee it up soon. Where are we playing? Your house, mine? You want to go somewhere else? I mean, and Stone Eagle is always fun, but that's like a once a year for me because it just beats me up so much every time I'm out there. I've not played at Tradition, and they've got 2 holes that have 2 greens. How cool is that?
Oh yeah, I love uh, when you can take 2 holes and they share a fairway or share a common area, or then when you can come into a green and you see 2 pins, nice big green that shares from 2 different golf holes. That's something you definitely don't see out here in the valley much, or across golf too much. Kind of making a comeback with some of these link style design courses where the rerouting brings them back into a same spot to share a green, but pretty cool that they have that opportunity there.
How many strokes do I get though? Because like I said, you're playing to scratch, and my index says 5.5, but I haven't played in like 9 months, so I'm probably playing to like a 12 or a 15.
So why do I have to play to a scratch if you're a 5.5 and my gin index is a 3.2?
Because you got PGA after your name. That's how that works.
Oh,
That's your fault.
I don't know there. I think there's some guys out there, CMAA, and they play a whole lot more golf than the PGA guys do. I'm not going to throw names out there, but they're we got to get teeing up with them sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, anytime. I mean, I'm not gonna say any names either, but JT's who I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? You talk about his
Yeah,
golf course. I mean, he's probably on a golf course right now.
he probably is. I can't shout out any names there, but yeah, taking trips with golf in mind, that's what it's all about.
Well, it is season here in the Coachella Valley, and leaders are readers. But I don't know if you got time to be reading much. But you got a book in your hands?
No book in my hand right now. Like you said, it's I don't even have a golf club in my hand sometimes right now in season, 6 days, sometimes seven a week, and just making sure everything's good. But come summertime, we'll get something in there. I'm thinking about expanding the career a little bit and taking on a specialized PGA or even potentially down the CCM or CCMA route. So we'll see what books come along educational from that point.
Who is in your dream foursome? Anyone, alive or dead? And where are you playing? Anywhere in the world.
Man, let's see. Dream foursome. Let's go with let's go with let's go with John Daly for some comedic relief. Let's go with Arnie, and to round that out, I'll bring my dad along. And we are going to tee it up. I mean, I want to say Augusta. Um,
I usually take that off the plate, but not as many
yeah,
people say Augusta as you would think, though.
really. I've been very fortunate to play Pebble. Cypress would be up there. But I'm going to throw a curveball here, and I'm not sure if you've had this one before, but I'm also going to throw a little travel in there, and I'm going to say Kari Cliffs down in New Zealand.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I was in New Zealand a few months ago and got the chance to play Tara Edie. So I think if you're going to go that far, you got to go up there and make sure you tee off at Tara Edie. They got some unbelievable golf courses in New Zealand.
Absolutely. So I guess it's not just it's not one round, it's 36.
All right, twist my arm. They got three courses at Tara Edie too. You got I mean, let's just make it a whole week. Let's just go tee it up and just let's sneak out of here after season's over and go island
Okay,
hopping.
Ricky, I think you just talked yourself into being our four caddy.
Okay. We can also play as five.
Okay, if we got those connections, let's play as five.
So you didn't put Tiger in your group. That's fine. He's been in the news a lot lately. It's fine too. He was on the range hitting balls less than 24 hours after getting out of jail. I'm not even sure how to follow that up. But we haven't really talked about him much. But I am his biggest fan. Arguably have the largest collection of memorabilia with his face on it, maybe in the world. As I look around my office, he's on everything. My wedding ring is red and black because he wears red on Sundays. So be careful how you answer this. I'm going to see you soon, and I'll hold that against you if you don't say what I think you're going to say. I don't care about majors anymore. I'm done with majors. Do you think he gets one more win? He's tied with Sam Snead, 82. One more?
On the PGA tour? No.
Yes, yes. I hate
No.
that I have to now start prefacing that.
I know. What I just see that he's entered into the US Senior Open this year. So yeah, I think unfortunately, yes, with him in the news just recently, but power to him to get back out on the driving range, working on the swing, 24 hours later. But I just don't see a lot of opportunity for him because here's how I'll answer that. He's only going to play in the majors. He's not playing in anything else, and the majors bring out obviously some of the best fields in the world. And you can answer this. When did he win the Masters? That was his last event, correct?
It was
Just
a long time ago, yes. I feel like it was
so
yesterday, though. I
it does feel like yesterday after he came back from surgery and everything he went through and to win at Augusta. I mean that was the icing on the cake, right? That's the cherry on top. I just don't think or see him coming after that again. So it's just the gruels of I had the opportunity to go to Augusta in 24 to watch the Masters. it takes a toll on your body, and obviously what he's going through just to get his body back into swing, let alone the rigors of 72 holes walking that golf course. I think it'll be tough. I'll remain optimistic for you. I'll say this, Ricky. Don't hold it against me, but I was a Tiger hater growing up. I loved Phil and Ernie and VJ more than Tiger. But ever since probably the last 5 to 10 years, respected Tiger and what he did during that time a whole lot hell more than I did before. So I'll give you that, but maybe there's a little bias there that just says I don't think Tiger's going to do it anymore.
I don't want to ask you any more questions, but I will.
I
What's
said don't
next?
hold it against me.
I know. What's next for you in Trilogy?
Oh man, how is it already April? Summer upcoming. Continue to build that recognition. A lot of people here in the valley, new Trilogy at one point years ago. I've had so many people come out and just say, we're glad you're back open. Hey, it's great. We used to play here all the time, so just getting the word out for the community to really bring people inside the gates and inside the community. Over the summer and over this next already thinking about next season, but just continuing to build the experience, build the brand, and just build the awareness. So that's really next for Trilogy La Quinta. We got a few things in the pipeline. We had some competitive golf there as the initial birth of the Skins game. There were some things hosted there prior to shutting down, so we're trying to bring a little bit of competitive golf back to the golf course and the community. We'll see what potentially that brings. No spoilers, but potentially stay tuned.
Step into the heart of Scotland with Eden Mill Scotland Experiences. Journey through the art of craft distilling, where tradition meets innovation. From blending your own gin to savoring the finest whiskeys, every moment is a celebration of Scotland's rich heritage. Whether you're a whiskey enthusiast, a gin lover, or simply an adventurer at heart, Eden Mill offers experiences you'll never forget. Book your journey today and create memories to last a lifetime.
In golf, the 19th hole is a slang term for a bar or a restaurant on or near the golf course, very often in the clubhouse itself, just like yours. And maybe it's yours, but what is your favorite 19th hole and what are you drinking?
Well, I mean, I'm biased because I live about a mile away from the 19th hole. So 19th hole down the street's nice, but
How awesome is that place? Oh my God,
right,
it's such
just
a
so
good
good.
dive
I mean,
bar.
it is the Desert Dive Bar. That was the first bar I grew up. Not grew up. I first place I lived was in Bermuda Dunes Country Club when I first came out here in 2013, and that was the place the pros and everybody went to. So it was just a great indoctrination to the desert, and just it holds so much of the valley here. Just that wonderful dive bar feel. So um, my cocktail after a round of golf is just a nice cold beer. Could be an IPA. Shout out Even Par, La Quinta Brewing Company, or just a cold Coors Light. But I, I've been transitioning into a little bit of a Paloma lately. I've got a grapefruit tree outside my house here, and nothing beats a fresh squeezed grapefruit, a little reposado tequila, squeeze a lime, a little squirt there. Is it noon yet, Ricky? It's noon. I might even go pour that first one right now.
I don't drink before noon unless it's a holiday, so let's go.
Hey, Ricky, talking to you today is like a holiday. I love it.
Dude, that's so awesome. What a fun conversation. Thank you so much for coming on this show. I love your golf course and I've really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit more and let you and I connect soon once the season gets into the summertime here in the next few weeks and maybe tee it up. And I want to get you hosting a land meeting this summer. But man, until then, take care and I can't wait to see where you go and where you grow from here, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely, Ricky. I appreciate it.
That puts this instalment of the Wednesday Match Play podcast in the books. But we'll be back next week for another exciting episode of the show.